from the city of brotherly love and Citizens Bank Park, interleague baseball on MLB The Show. It's the Texas Rangers taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. And on the mound now, Christopher Sanchez. What's the scouting report on him?
Well, it's a three-pitch mix in the repertoire for this starter. He's going to have to command all three if he's going to have success on the hill today.
Just about to get underway. Here's Brandon Nimmo.
Center fielder, number 24, Brandon Nimmo.
There's a swing and a drive. Carrying well. And it is out of here. The first batter of the game leaves the yard. The Rangers score first. It's 1-0.
You can't ask for a better start than hitting a home run in your first at bat to give your team the lead. Well, you got to love a game that brings some action from the jump. And at the plate, he was looking for a pitch to absolutely drive. And, you know, leadoff hitters aren't up there anymore just working the count, trying to get on. They're looking to make some noise and do some damage.
Now, Wyatt Langford. And he swings and misses at the initial offering. Top of the first, just getting started here in Philadelphia. On the ground to short, Turner. Fires over to first. One away. That ground ball may have him back on track after the homer. Okay, let's check out the lineup. They're facing a guy today who is a strike thrower. Doesn't issue a lot of walks, so they're going to have to work hard to generate base runners.
And when you've got a strike thrower like this guy on the mound, you can't be overly patient as a hitter because the umpire is generally going to give him the benefit of the doubt. So you got to go up there, understand what's in his repertoire, be aggressive in what you can handle. And you get three swings, why not take all three of them? With his control and command, he's going to be in the strike zone.
The lefty, the 1-0. And a foul ball. Pitch is in there. That is strike two. This looks like extra bases. Around first, heading for two. And he starts his afternoon off right with a double.
Smash that one through the infield for the knock. When it's hit that hard, it makes it very tough on the infielders to make any sort of play.
One out, runner at second. Jake Berger stepping in for the Rangers. On the ground, right side. And that's just foul. Runner at second here, one gone. Oh, one. In the dirt. In the air to left center. Marsh should have this one. And there's two down.
Batting fifth, right fielder, Andrew McCutcheon.
Now here's Andrew McCutcheon. And a strike on the outside edge. That one almost got him. Man at second. On the ground to third, and it stays fair. Headed for the plate. It's in and out of his glove. The run comes in from second to second, and he's safe.
Picks himself up at RBI. Really protecting with 2 strikes right there. Pitch wasn't even close, but man, he got the barrel to it somehow. Nice job of bad ball hitting.
So runner at second, 2 down. Here's Josh Young. Knee high, that's in for a strike. Man on second, 2 down. Ground ball up the middle, that's a base hit. They're waving McCutchen home. Here's the throw to the plate.
When you go 0 for 5, 0 for 7, 0 for 8, it seems like an eternity, especially to start the season, because that's the one thing. Players want to get that first one out of the way so that they feel like, all right, I'm going to avoid this prolonged 0 for to start the season and get into a slump.
So 2 down. Josh Smith stepping in for the Rangers. Just missed.
You have to be creative pitching against bad ball hitters. You got to add some velocity, subtract at times. Just avoiding the heart of the plate isn't always going to be enough. Guys like this can hurt you with pitches you wouldn't expect him to swing at.
And the 1-0. Fought off foul. Cut on and missed, and it's a strikeout, and that is the inning. So they get 3 runs on 4 hits. 1 was the solo homer. Bottom half of inning number 1 coming up. It's the Rangers 3 and the Phillies coming up. Back here, Citizens Bank Park. Today's starting pitcher, Nathan Eovaldi. What do you have on him?
Well, the hammer is in effect, and he sets it up so nicely because of the velocity on the fastball. Will elevate that and then break you off when he's ahead in the count. What I love about him, you get into the later innings of the ball game, and the velocity seems to go up.
Trey Turner stands in for the Phillies. And a foul ball. 0-1 down. Right through there for a strike. Good job to fight that one off. On the ground to third. Jumps, throws, and they get Turner for the out.
Batting second, designated hitter, Kyle Schwarber.
Kyle Schwarber comes up to hit here. Good power, not great in the OBP department.
Hey!
The 0-1.
Ball.
This one smashed down the right field line. Takes it in for the out. And time now for the Phillies lineup. Already they find themselves down 3 runs in this game, so there's work to be done.
Yeah, you want to see them come out with a little urgency here. You don't have to score all 3 runs, but put something up on the board. That'll make you feel a little bit better about your opportunities. But If you're looking at that 3-run lead and saying we've got to get it right now, you can put yourself up against a wall and not have really good at bats. So just trust the process. Trust that your pitcher can hold them right there. These players can find themselves back in this ball game.
That's a
Catcher
ball.
challenge. We'll take another look. So the call stands. Still one challenge left for them. Two down, nobody on. That one to first. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. Phillies go down quietly in the inning. They trail it here 3-0. Back here in Philadelphia, top of the second, Danny Jansen stepping in for the Rangers. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Batting ninth, left fielder.
Just kept it
Sam
simple. Played
Haggerty.
pepper with the middle of the infield and took it back where it came from, and there's just no one there to knock it down.
Next up for Texas, Sam Haggerty. To the right side. Dive, and he's got it. To his knee, the throw. He beats it out, and it's first and second on the infield single.
Wow, he did everything he could on that play with the throw from his knee, but the hustle down the line was enough to earn him the infield knock, and that's a great baseball play all the way around.
So the Rangers batting order turns over. Brandon Nimmo getting ready to hit. In there at the knees. Strike one. High fly ball, right field. Garcia settles under this one. He makes the grab. Runner tags at second. The relay throw. And it comes in too late. He's up to third on the fly out with one away.
Up next for the Rangers, the designated hitter, Wyatt Langford.
Wyatt Langford stepping in for the Rangers. Grounded out his first time up.
Filling up the strike zone hasn't been the problem so far. It's the quality of the strikes. That's been the real issue. And you look at the first inning, that's what we saw. Too many pitches out over the plate.
Now a pop-up on the infield. Out number 2.
Up next for the Rangers, shortstop Corey Seager.
Here comes Corey Seager. A double and a run scored his first time up.
When you're struggling out there on the mound, hitters know that there'll be plenty of opportunities within the at-bat to try to get something to hit hard.
Two on, 2 outs. And there's a foul ball. The 0-2. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Oh, look at the stop. And that's a nice play to end the inning. Rangers leave a pair, but they're on top by a count of 3-0. Back at Citizens Bank Park, we head to the bottom of the second. Alec Bohm stands in for the Phillies.
A 3-0 lead is great, but you can't get too comfortable. Got to stay aggressive, keep attacking hitters, try to cruise through this ball game. He hasn't wanted a challenge in both of those pitches off the plate away. Don't expect anything down the heart of the plate. You may just have to be patient and take your walk here.
the 2-1. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2.
That splitty's a pretty nasty pitch. Explodes out of the hand, looks like a fastball, and the bottom just falls out of it.
Still 2-2 after the foul ball. Lifted in the air, right center field. It gets down, a base hit, and the leadoff man aboard.
Put a pretty good jolt into that one. Great swing, nice balance and weight transfer, and he got it to drop in out there in the deep part of the field.
This is Bryson's stop.
Taken high in the draft, he's had that top prospect labeled over him since he put on a professional uniform. But at some point, that starts to go away, and you've got to produce at the big league level.
Swings through that one, out in front that time.
Sometimes being lucky is a swing and miss. If he makes contact with that pitch, probably hits into a double play.
The 1-1. Grounds one to short. Off balance speed. There's one. On to first. Safe. So they get one, but a really nice try there. One out man at first. Now it's the right fielder, Adolis Garcia. He swings and fouls one off. Now a quick throw to first. Stop. Back in on a dive. The 0-1. That one's upstairs, ball 1. Dave Lawrence assigned to work home plate in this one.
Good umpire, Boog. Very fair, very consistent. Now, I did hear some feedback that he opens up the outside corner a little bit on left-handed hitters, which, you know, for me, I'd be kind of salty. So maybe something to keep an eye on and see if that factors into this one at all.
Here's a 2-1. Inside, just missed. Ripped on a line to center. And there's 2 down.
Batting 7th, left fielder, Brandon Marsh.
Brandon Marsh steps to the plate. He's someone that really beats up on right-handed pitching. The lefties, however, give him a little bit more trouble.
That's off the corner.
Stop. Leads off first with 2 down to the inning. Yeah, that's fouled off. Up the middle. The flip. What a play. Inning over. 1 left for Philadelphia. They trail in this one 3-0. Back here in Philadelphia, on to the 3rd inning. Jake Berger stepping in for the Rangers.
Well, these Rangers doing a good job of simply getting the bat on the ball in this game, and the numbers back that up. They're hitting everything thrown at them. Their contact rate is in the low 90s. It's like they know what's coming, and that's just pretty ridiculous what they're doing right now. Those numbers are well above the major league average.
Just missed. That one misses. So a leadoff walk.
Take a base.
Up next for the Rangers, right fielder Andrew McCutchen.
And now it's Andrew McCutchen. He doubled home a run in his first AB. This one chopped on the ground, but foul. In the air to left center. Crawford on the move to the alley. Pulls it down and he makes the catch.
Up next for the Rangers, third baseman Josh Young.
At the plate, Josh Young singled and drove in a run his first time through. Up the middle, into the outfield, base hit, and out to a board.
Now, no waiting around right there. He was ready to swing it on the first pitch. Really nice job staying up the middle with his approach. He didn't try to do too much with the pitch, just shot it through the infield.
And here is Josh Smith. He was a strikeout victim his first time. Now a pop-up on the infield.
Infield fly.
And the infield fly rule called.
Up next for the Rangers, catcher Danny Jansen.
Danny Jansen to hit here. Picked up a base hit to center his first time up. And that's through there for a strike. 0-1. Some bullpen action for Philadelphia. Brad Keller preparing to come on if needed. Alvarado also throwing. First and second, 2 down. We're here in the top half of inning number 3. Next offering is fouled back. 0-2 now. Got him swinging. Rangers lead a pair, but they lead it 3-0. As we go to the last of the third, here's the Phillies catcher, JT Realmuto. Close one, doesn't get the call. Ball 1.
Just missing off the plate there, according to the umpire, and out there on the mound, maybe trying to get an explanation. Can't say he's convinced, but it looks like he's accepted it.
Ball.
Right now, behind in the count, 2 balls and no strikes, no free passes. You can't allow that.
That
Ball
one missed. That one
Thank you,
misses.
mate.
So a leadoff walk.
Batting ninth, center fielder Justin Crawford.
And here's the rookie center fielder, Justin Crawford. That one misses. That's 5 straight. The 1-0. Can't find it here. That's 6 straight balls.
Strike. Woo.
That misses. And now 3-1. This one in the air, center field. Nimmo under it. He's got it.
Up next for the Phillies, shortstop Trey Turner.
So the Philly batting order turns over. Trey Turner now 0 for 1. He grounded out in his first at bat. And that misses.
That's a ball.
And that's ball 1. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Swing and a miss. He was late. Strike 2. Just off the outside edge. Ball 2.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. 2 gone. Kyle Schwarber stands in for the Phillies. 0 for 1 so far.
Kyle Schwarber.
No, that's a ball.
He must have been looking for something else because he gave up on that pitch a little early. It was right down Main Street. Probably not going to see a better pitch to hit in this at bat.
Let's go Phillies.
2-2. This to third. Young tossed to first, and that ends the inning. Phillies strand 1, still down 3-0. Back here, Citizens Bank Park, as we go to the top of the 4th. Sam Haggerty stepping in for the Rangers. And first offering is fouled off. There's a strike. Oh, 2 now. Oh, that got away from him. And he's going to reach on a hit by pitch to lead off the inning. Back to the top of the lineup, Brandon Nimmo stepping in for the Rangers. He's already homered here in this one. In there for strike 1.
If he doesn't get a knock right here, that pitch he just took is going to eat at him for a while. You might not see another pitch like that from a top level guy like this.
The 0-1. Swing and a miss.
Filthy changeup right there. Just pulled the string.
That's a hit. Lead runner to second, so 2 on and nobody out.
Good 2-strike hitting right there, Boog. A bit of a lost start for some, so that was nicely done to beat the odds. He put a great swing on that ball, took the barrel right to it. Nice extension as well. 105 exit velocity. That tells you everything you need to know about that swing.
And now Wyatt Langford.
Up.
Here's your 1.
Oh.
Sizzling on its way to the outfield. Rounds third, headed for the plate. He'll score, and they lead by 4.
Well, here we are, third time through the order, and this is where we see the OPS jump up. Manager might have to go to the bullpen a little bit sooner than he anticipated.
Manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. Christopher Sanchez out of the game, and the line not closed on him yet as he's responsible for the runners on base. Back with a new pitcher after this. So they turn things over to the righty, Brad Keller. He has a great slider with tons of movement. Corey Seager to the plate in this high leverage spot. 1 for 2. Swing, and he popped it up. 1 away.
Up next for the Rangers, first baseman Jake Berger.
2 aboard with 1 out. Next to bat, the Texas cleanup hitter, Jake Berger. He's 0 for 1. He swings and misses at the first pitch. 0-1.
Just not able to catch up to that velocity.
Nope, that's high.
That's
Ball
off
two.
the mark, and it's 2-1.
Could be some action here on this next pitch. Couple runners on. Probably a challenge pitch coming.
Two on, one out. And that one in the air center field. Crawford under it. And he makes the catch.
Up next for the Rangers, right fielder Andrew McCutchen.
Here's Andrew McCutchen to hit.
Not what he's looking for there in the 0-0 count. Looks like he wants the ball down in his zone.
And that one fouled off. The Rangers trying to break this one open. Top half of inning number 4. And a foul ball. He stays alive. The 0-2. Lined, and that's a base hit. Coming home. Here comes the throw. And he's out.
Out on the tag.
Cut down, and that ends the inning.
Well, it's pretty difficult to throw a base runner out at the plate with 2 outs and a base hit to the outfield, but an excellent job of coming up with it, getting rid of it quickly, and throwing on the money. That is great technique from start to finish. Nice job to end the inning.
So digging in now for Philadelphia, Bryce Harper. And that's in there at the knees for a strike. Now there's a bullet down the line. Makes the turn and heads for second. And that's a leadoff double.
Oh, that'll make you feel good as a hitter right there. Could be a chance here for them to start clawing back into this ballgame.
And here comes Alec Bohm. 1 for 1 with a single so far. Got it started a little too early. Strike 1. Man at second. Line drive. He brings it down. Nice play. And here's a look at how he's using his pitches in this one. Here's the second baseman, Bryson Stott. 0 for 1. He hit into a fielder's choice his first time. Swing and a ball driven out to center. Way back there. It's got a chance. And makes the grab. Runner tags at second, and he's up to third safely with 2 gone.
Up next for the Phillies, right fielder Garcia.
That was an impressive running catch out there, Chris. StatCast tells us he covered well over 100 feet to make that grab.
Clearly, that was not an easy play. I mean, he took a great angle to the ball and just had enough closing speed in the tank after that long run to make the catch. It was a wild ride, but a lot of fun to watch.
Now at the plate, Adolis Garcia. That one is absolutely belted. And it bangs off the top of the wall. Harper scores. Now the tag at second, and he's out, trying for 2. They limit the damage here. We've played 4. It's the Rangers 4 and the Phillies 1. here in Philadelphia. This offense has lifted them to a lead with plenty of hits so far in this one as we look at the spray chart.
Yeah, when a team has this many knocks, a lot of the time it gets clustered to one side or another. Not today. They're hitting it all over the field.
Young up for the third time and takes ball one.
Well, these Rangers doing a good job of putting the ball into play, and that makes things more challenging on the defensive side. Only 2 strikeouts so far, and obviously they've been able to pick up plenty of hits, so it's been an impressive one.
That one misses. Ball 3. Looked like a strike to me, and here comes the challenge. It just shaved the zone. Still 2 challenges left for them. Hard ground ball, base knock. And a good start to the inning.
Having himself a really nice game at the plate. I know that was a ground ball, but it was absolutely hammered through the infield. That's not one you're excited to get in front of if you're an infielder. You know they used to say, charge it. Crazy.
And now Josh Smith. That's too low. Ball 1. Smith in his 4th year, 28 years old, and he was a 2nd-round pick back in 2019.
That's a ball.
Young aboard here at first with nobody out. That one fouled off. 2-2. Foul ball left side. He'll see another. Fly ball down the line. Garcia really on his horse for this one. Couldn't get to it before it dropped foul. Flares one into right. It gets down. Base hit. Lead runner holds up. They're at first and second with nobody out.
Back-to-back base hits. Nice line drive to the pull side right there, but he didn't spin off of it. That's the key. You still have to extend through the baseball in order to hit a line drive like that.
Danny Jansen stepping in for the Rangers. Swinging a foul back. That's out of play. First and second, no outs. And we're at the top of the 5th. Fouled off. He was late. Just misses the mark outside the zone. First and second here, no outs. Swing and a pop-up. Has room, and he makes the catch.
Up next for the Rangers,
Sam Haggerty stepping in for the Rangers. That one fouled off.
This guy absolutely flies. The defense wants to turn 2, but they've got to get a ball they can do it with. Make sure you get the first out before you try to rush and get 2 and end up with nothing.
2 on, 1 out. And that's a base hit. Throw back in, holds the runner at third. Base is now loaded. Only one away.
Nice line drive to the pull side, met it out front, but just stayed through it nice enough and ripped it into the outfield. Now the base is loaded. Big opportunity for them to break this game open.
So the lineup flips over. Brandon Nimmo will hit next. He's already homered in this game. In the air, left field. And he'll play it on a bounce. Runner in from third to extend their lead. It's an RBI single. It's 5-1.
Puts a run on the board and picks up an RBI. That pretty much split the zone down the middle, and those are the ones where you got to make them pay.
So bases loaded with one away. Wyatt Langford now at the plate. And that's a little bit high. And that's ball one. I thought that was a strike, and here's a challenge. It just shaved the zone. So they've still got both their challenges. Bases loaded, one away.
He's just missing with some pitches that, I mean, they're not strikes, and that's what you think, oh, good pitch is a strike, but so many times pitchers are trying to tease the zone, and the last two pitches that he's thrown, good pitches, but even better takes.
Some heat there at 98 miles an hour.
Oh, you got to be pretty quick with the bat speed these days. So many guys throwing in the upper 90s, and you see the velocity on that one. Just tough to catch up to. I mean, guys are coming in, and they're going max effort. They're not looking to go a long distance. They want to get as many strikeouts as they possibly can.
Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. Brad Keller done for the day. And he leaves with the bases loaded, so he'll look for some help from his teammate coming in behind him. Jose Alvarado gets the ball now.
Well, no margin for error in terms of throwing strikes with the bases loaded. Just has to execute one pitch at a time to try to get out of this.
Here's Corey Seager, 1 for 3. Ball one there. All loaded up, dangerous hitter at the plate.
Really good cutter that he's able to front door and back door. That pitch is devastating.
That's a strike, and he inches closer to getting out of the jam. Fights it off. He'll see another. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Gets a piece and stays alive. The shortstop takes the ball.
This guy's a fun guy to watch taking at bat. He just battles up there. He doesn't take a pitch off at all. Makes it so difficult on the pitchers out there. You can tell they get frustrated with how long it takes to put him away.
Battling here as he fouls it away. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. Next pitch misses. Full count now. That is ball 4, and that'll bring home a run.
Up next for the Rangers, first baseman Jake Burger.
2 outs, bases full. Jake Burger stepping in for the Rangers. In the air, right field. Garcia has a beat on it, and that is that. 2 runs in the inning, but they strand 3. Home half of the 5th coming up. It's the Rangers 6 and the Phillies 1. We head to the bottom of the 5th. So digging in now for Philadelphia, Brandon Marsh.
Well, these Phillies just aren't putting great swings on the baseball in this one. Just 1 extra base hit for them, so they haven't exactly been hitting the ball gap to gap or out of the park. That makes it really difficult to generate runs. Man, that's just a nasty splitter. Bottom falls out of it. You don't see a lot of guys throw that these days, but I tell you what, he's got a good one.
Swings here and blasts one left field. Haggerty raging back towards the wall. Grabs it right up against the wall.
That's a really nice job right there. Great awareness making the catch up against the wall. You see the perfect technique, feeling for the wall with the bare hand while keeping his eyes on the baseball as it's coming down, his glove in a good position to make the catch. That's exactly how you do it.
And it's fouled away. Strike 2.
From a pitcher's perspective, that's a beautiful splitter right there. As a hitter, you don't like it, but he's commanded his fastball, and out of that same tunnel, that splitter comes, and the bottom just falls out of it.
Fouled off the plate. They'll do it again. The 1-2. Swing and a ball popped up. Berger settles underneath it. And there's 2 down.
Up next for the Phillies, center fielder.
2 outs, base is empty. And digging in for Philadelphia, Justin Crawford. 0 for 1 with a fly out to center.
Oh, he's got to be pretty proud of this outing so far. Sometimes guys cower coming into a ballpark like this, but he has attacked hitters. Pitching on the road like this is very impressive. This has been a treat to watch.
Check swing, but he went too far. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 down, nobody on. Last half of inning number 5. And a 1-2. Popped in the air, left field. And that is that. 3 up, 3 down for Philadelphia. They trail it 6-1. Back at the ballpark, let's take a look at some of the moments that stand out to us. Stepping in, Andrew McCutchen.
For the Rangers, right fielder Andrew McCutchen.
That one outside, and it's 1-0.
Nope, that's low.
A little out front there as he swings through it. one is in for a strike. Liner, base hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Clearly seeing the ball very well in this one. Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly.
Next to hit, Josh Young. And the 0-1. Fouled off left side. And the 0-2. What a stop. There's 1 and 2. What a play.
For me, that's one of the toughest double plays to turn on the infield. The first baseman has to get inside, create a throwing lane to hit that middle infielder to start the double play, and then from there completing it back to first. Really good job all the way around.
Base is empty after the double play. Josh Smith stepping in for the Rangers. Swung on, popped up on the infield. Harper settles underneath it, and that'll do it. Rangers go down quickly there. They lead it though 6-1. Back at Citizens Bank Park. Well, we go bottom 6. Trey Turner stands in for the Phillies. In for a strike. It's 0-1. Right through there for a strike. This one in the air, center field. And a quick out, number 1.
Up next for the Phillies, designated hitter.
Here's the Phillies DH, Kyle Schwarber.
That's the ball.
Ball to strike. That one missed. Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming. Spoils a 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. On the ground to the left, and it goes just foul. 2-2. A dive, he's got it. Throw to first. Nicely done for the out.
Great cat-like reflexes right there. Lays out, knocks the ball down, and then fires with that rocket arm all the way across the diamond. Man, put this guy on the mound.
Two down, base is empty. Bryce Harper stands in for the Phillies.
Hey!
And now the 0-1. Tap foul at the plate. Stays alive. 2 down, nobody on. Here in the bottom of the 6th.
I want to start that load a little bit sooner because of the good velo.
The 0-2. And a swing and a miss. And that's that. Phillies down in order. The lead remains 5. It's 6-1. Back here in Philadelphia, top of inning number 7, Danny Jansen stepping in for the Rangers. Foul ball. Oh, and 2 now. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
Well executed pitch on the outside part of the plate.
And now Sam Haggerty.
Rangers, left fielder Sam Haggerty.
That misses the zone. Ball 1. Out towards right center field. Diving, makes the grab. What a play.
Hitter's got a broken heart on that one. It had base hit written all over it. Maybe extra bases. Great diving catch for the upset.
So back to the top of the order. And now the center fielder, Brandon Nimmo.
Huh.
Two down, nobody on. Late that time, and it's strike 2.
I wouldn't say the game's close right now, but it's not out of reach either. I mean, these guys really need to put up a 0 on the board just to maintain a little hope.
Swing and a base hit. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive. And his hot hitting continues.
They kept him in the yard that time, but all he's doing now is passing the baton, and everything seems to get started around this guy.
Wyatt Langford stepping in for the Rangers. And that misses.
That's a ball.
And that is ball 1. Nimmo off of first with 2 away.
Ball, low.
And
Ball.
that one upstairs. Seager waiting to hit in the on deck circle. .3-0 down. And a foul ball. There's a strike. Langford wants another look at the called strike. It's a challenge. Barely a hair out of the zone, but it was a ball. They'll keep their remaining challenge. First and second, 2 outs. Seager stands in now.
Ball.
Two on, 2 outs. The 1-1. And a swing and a miss. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Nimmo around third. He'll score easily. It's an RBI single. It's 7-1.
Well done. Drives in the run. Once you get the ball by the pitcher, there's a lot of base hits up the middle, even on ground balls. So a nice job to use that big hole and get himself a hit.
There comes the skipper out of the dugout, and he's ready to make the move. Jose Alvarado won't go any further. We'll be back in a minute with a new arm on the mound. Here's the new pitcher for the Phillies, Tim Mesa.
And with the big deficit on the scoreboard, he almost has to just put that out of his mind. Every outing matters for relievers and their numbers, but I think it's tough to get up for this type of appearance the same way you would for one in a close game.
2 aboard, 2 outs. Now it's going to be Jake Berger. 0 for 3 in this one. Close, but called a ball. And that's ball 1.
No, that's a ball.
Outside. So definitely a little wild right out of the gate.
Well, it can be a little tough coming from the bullpen mound to this mound, but you've got to find a way to get ahead in the count quickly. He hasn't. We'll see how this at bat turns out.
Swing and a high fly ball, well struck. That one carrying. Can't reach it. This should score at least 1. 1 run is in. The relay to the plate. Not in time. He's safe. It's 9-1.
Well, when you fall behind in the count, you've got to come into the zone, and then guys have a better chance of hitting the ball hard like he did right there.
Man in scoring position with 2 away. Next to hit, Andrew McCutchen. There's the strike. Breaks his bat and pops it up. And that is that. 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a runner left. 7th inning stretch time. It's the Rangers 9 and the Phillies 1. It's a bit of a blowout now, which gives us a bit more freedom here in the booth.
I'm not sure that's a good thing.
Singy, were you superstitious as a player?
I'd say a little bit, Dan. I wouldn't want to admit it, but I think, you know, you have a good game the next day. You're maybe thinking a little bit when you're putting your spikes on. Which one did I put on first? What did I eat? You know, let me just bring that back into today.
So you weren't superstitious, you were a little stitious.
Yes, I was medium stitious. We've got some superstitions up here in the booth, and you never can say, hey, this game's going really fast early in the ball game.
Yeah, that is one of the ways that we are capable of putting the jinx on the game, is talking about how fast the game is going. That normally will grind it to a screeching halt.
No question.
Berger takes it himself, and 1 away in the bottom of the 7th.
For the Phillies, second baseman, Bryson Stott.
Now it's the second baseman, Bryson Stott.
You have to look for positives in this game. That last at bat was a loud out, but the takeaway is they're hitting the ball hard, and that's a good thing. Those are going to fall eventually.
A little bit high, maybe. Ball 1.
Well, it's been a very impressive outing so far. His command has been a big part of it. Even when he misses outside the strike zone, which is exactly what a pitcher wants.
Just missed. And that one hit to first. Berger steps on the bag. That's out number 2.
Up next for the Phillies, right fielder, Adolis Garcia.
2 outs, base is empty. Adolis Garcia stands in for the Phillies.
Picked up an RBI in his last at bat. Still their only run of the game so far.
Strike. Woo. No, that's a ball.
The Rangers up big in this one. Here, the bottom of the 7th. Out to short. Gathered in by Seager. Throw to first. That's the inning. Down quickly go the Phillies. They trail it big. It's 9-1. Back here, Citizens Bank Park. We go to the 8th. Josh Young stepping in for the Rangers.
Definitely not a pitch location you're expecting up there as a hitter when you know the guy's got a good sinker ball. If he can get in that location, boy, you've got to look top to bottom, and that's going to make it very difficult to hit.
Jump throw. And very nicely done for the out.
Up next for the Rangers, second baseman Josh Smith.
Josh Smith, the next to hit. Just missed.
That's away. That's a ball.
Meza, in his 7th season, he features a sinker, a slider, and he works in a 4-seamer. Line drive, and that's down, a base hit, and that's a 1-out single.
Up next for the Rangers, catcher Danny Jansen.
So up next, Danny Jansen.
Ball.
Man at first, 1 away. Out to short, Turner. Off balance feed, there's one. Double play. What a quick killing to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left. Last half of the 8th coming up. It's the Rangers 9 and the Phillies 1. Back now, new pitcher on the mound as we roll into the bottom of the 8th, Chris Martin.
And you know, bullpen guys can struggle sometimes when they're called upon with big leads because it just doesn't have the same intensity as a tight game. So we'll see how sharp he is. Your mental toughness matters in situations like this as well.
Marsh up for the 3rd time
inside.
here. Watches that one miss. And that's outside. And the count is 2-0. Makes the catch, 1 down.
Nothing you can do about those as a hitter. Even though you know that, they still drive you absolutely crazy.
Here's JT Realmuto. That missed by a lot, and it's 1-0. Just missed. Bullpen action for the Rangers. Jack Leiter up and loosening in the pen. On a line. And a couple of quick outs.
Up next for the Phillies, center fielder Justin Crawford.
2 down, bases empty. So digging in now for Philadelphia, Justin Crawford. Check swing, and he went. And that is strike 1. 2 down, nobody on.
Oh.
And now it's even up. And an ABS challenge coming from behind the dish. It just shaved the zone. So they get to hang on to their second challenge. Here's the 0-2. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout. It's the Rangers 9 and the Phillies 1.
Now pitching.
We're back. It's the top of the 9th, and there's a new pitcher on the mound, Andrew Painter, on for his major league debut. So we'll see if he's ready for the big stage.
He just has to remember this is the same game that he's played all the way through the minor leagues to this point. The only difference, there are just more people in the stands and it's a bigger stadium, but the game itself is still the same. Look at the catcher, whatever fingers he puts down, that's what you throw, and just let him lead you in this one.
Haggerty, the leadoff batter, as he looks at ball 1.
Oh.
Ball to strike. The pitch. On the corner for a strike. Outside low, and it's 2-2. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. And a strikeout for the first out here in the 9th. Back to the top of the order now. So next to hit for Texas, Brandon Nimmo. And he'll challenge that called strike. Good eye at the plate. They'll overturn the call. They'll keep their remaining challenge. The 1-0.
That's out the
Moving
corner.
in the bullpen, Zach Pop up and throwing. Here's a 2-0. And that's in there at the knees for a strike. That's a strike. Chopper right side. Stop. Slinging it to first in time.
Up next for the Rangers, the designated hitter, Wyatt Langford.
2 outs, base is empty. Now here's the Rangers DH, Wyatt Langford. Have to say, he's one of the most impressive young players I've seen in recent years.
Well, no question about it. His future is very bright. The city, the organization, both are excited about him. He has a lot to look forward to.
Popped up, foul territory behind the plate. Reaching for it, makes the catch. 1, 2, 3 go the Rangers, but they still hold a commanding 9-1 lead. Back here in Philadelphia, all set for the bottom of the 9th. Trey Turner stands in for the Phillies. And that one's a little bit low. And that is ball 1.
Look at that right here. He did the team thing, took until he got a strike. Now he's got to go to work, shorten up that swing a little bit, do whatever it takes to get on base.
The 1-1. The shortstop takes the ball. And on further review, it was a strike. So they get to hang on to their second challenge. The 1-2. That's a ball. Went with the sweeper. This to third. Tosses to first. And they get the leadoff man in the 9th.
Up next for the Phillies designated hitter, Kyle.
So here's the Phillies DH, Kyle Schwarber. In there at the knees, and that's strike one. Martin, he's one of those guys who uses the cut fastball as his primary offering, and when it's on, it can induce a lot of weak contact. Strike two.
And the late movement on the cutter is really what makes it so effective, because as a hitter, you make a decision whether you're going to swing or take a pitch before it actually gets into the zone. So that late movement causes it to miss the barrel of the bat, sometimes miss the bat entirely.
Struck him out looking. Phillies have just one out remaining. He'll challenge, thought that was a ball, and the strike call will stand. One challenge remaining for them now. So they're down to their final out. Bryce Harper to the plate. You know, they talk about cutters as being lane changers because it's more of that side-to-side movement and very little of the downward tilt. There's a strike.
Ball.
Two down, nobody on. We're in the last half of the ninth inning. They're down to their final strike. Tap back to the mound. Throw to first in time, and this one is over. The Rangers slug their way to a win in this one.
Clearly the bats came to play today, and the pitching and defense as well. We saw some outstanding plays, great performances all the way around. Just one run allowed. They never gave the other side a chance.
9-1 is how it ends. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi saying so long.
Por tu cara sé que quieres, yo sé. Inside. Inside.